Between the planes of reality and perception is a Garden of Eden of the mind, where the plants of our subconscious bear the fruit of knowledge that nobody necessarily wants or needs, but it's tasty, so who the heck cares? This is the pickle tree. Okay, hello everybody and welcome to the Pickle Tree. Let me know what you think about that intro, and there's also going to be an outro at the end of this episode, so definitely let me know. The outro is also going to mention how you can message me with a voice message, and that could be featured in a future episode of the podcast. And it could be anything from a personal question like, hey Tovar, what's your favorite color? Red. What's your favorite food? Squid. What is your penis size on a scale from small to puny? Microscopic. Anyways, yes, definitely, send me a voice message and I'll probably more than likely add it to the episode, and it will start a conversation, and we can do that and have fun with that. Anyways, welcome. It is great to record the third episode of the podcast. Only 3 episodes in, plus a pilot episode and a interview with my grandmother, but this is an actual episode where I am going to blab on for 30 minutes about either my past, my future plans, or my present time. And speaking of the present, if you follow my Twitter, you've probably noticed that for the past 2 days straight, I have been tweeting almost the same message every single day that, hey guys, my podcast is now available on blank. And so here, as of right now, here are the platforms that my podcasts are available on: Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Google Podcast, Overcast, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, and Spotify. And then I have the RSS link that I can even put it on more platforms, so if I really wanted to, but Anchor is already doing all that work for me. It's a great app, and I wouldn't have to do that, sign up, and try to explain what my podcast is about. Anchor just does that automatically for me. So I'm just going to let Anchor do all the work. And if you honestly own a podcast platform and you want it, go ahead and email me or whatever, and I'll give you the RSS link if you really want it. But yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy that I only recorded a few episodes and I'm already on all these platforms. And that means anyone looking for a new podcast to listen to on Google Podcasts, for example, are going to find my thing more than likely, which is, it's quite amazing. So, yeah. I actually found out something interesting today. So, on my phone, usually when I wanted to silence it, I would always just hold down the volume down button, but I have that set to turn down my media right away. So that way, if I'm watching a video and there's a very loud part of the video, I could just quickly turn it down or whatever. But I never realized that you could just slide the top down and there is a little speaker button that you just press once if you want your phone on complete vibration, or twice if you want your phone just dead silent. And keep in mind, I've had a smartphone for ever since 2012. So that's pretty sad for me not to know that for that long. But yeah, I just found that out today. The more things that you learn, and maybe you didn't know that, and you're also as dumb as I am, or just not observant, and now you know. So maybe we both learned something, or I'm just the only one and I'm alone in this world. But yeah, and I do want to apologize because a lot of my episodes have gotten like really deep and really heavy, and I really I want this to also be funny. I want this to be like, wow, I didn't know that about him. Like I want to be an open book, but at the same time, I don't want to make you like all mopey or depressed or whatever every episode. So I'll try my best not to get all deep and depressing, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know what I say or what I do on my podcast. I kind of just hit the record button and blab on for whatever the time limit is, which is 30 minutes, and I just go with the flow. Like I just talk about whatever, and I keep always saying like, I'm sorry if I repeat myself, I'm sorry if I say something that I've already said, because I literally don't even know what I said like 5 minutes ago. But yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, I do want to tell you guys that not every episode will get as deep and heavy as my previous episodes. And some of them might be just plain old hilarious or just very interesting. Depends how I feel on the day of recording. So yeah, my one friend and coworker, we were working, and then all of a sudden he tells me, I finally caught up with Steven Universe and I watched the movie. You have no idea how big of a smile I got on my face like when he said that, and I sat there just talking for hours about like, oh man, what's your favorite episode? What was this? And what did you think about this? And then I was like telling him all the theories about like all the different stuff happening in the show. I don't want to spoil it and whatnot for people who haven't caught up yet, but I'm going to tell you right now from the perspective of someone who originally hated the show but then watched it just because his girlfriend liked the show and then absolutely fell in love with it more than she was in love with it. It is quite the show to get into, and it has an awesome backstory. It is a little bit rough to start off like from season 1, but you kind of have to because they do reference a lot of things from season 1. But it does start off with like not really a structured story. Like there's a backstory back there, but they just don't mention it. And that was like one of the original plans, where they were going to like have this very elaborate, very mysterious backstory, and they were just going to like mess around and not be, totally like all for the story. But then at season 2, they actually like, decided, hey, let's, actually touch up on this story and, be serious for a couple of episodes at the very least. And then it got more serious and more serious as the seasons went on. And I really like that, and I really like the backstory and everything. So definitely check it out if you haven't yet. Just like watch an episode a day. It's on Hulu. I believe it might be on Netflix. Don't quote me on that. And if anything, just pirate it however you can. There's plenty of websites that stream it. I do not condone, I do not endorse, or whatever the hell you want to call it, pirating. I am just acknowledging that it is a thing that people can do. And I am not going to disclose if I did or didn't do that when I was younger. Growing up in poverty is hard, everybody. And it's especially hard when you can't afford a Netflix or Hulu subscription or even cable. So don't judge me. I mean, no, I didn't do that. Or maybe I did. I plead the fifth. But Mr. Open Book won't disclose if he's pirated shows or whatever. I actually hosted a website when I was a kid. I was like 13, 14 years old. Actually, I was around 12. This was for my first YouTube channel, which was Tovar is Awesome, back when everything was Tovar is Awesome. And that YouTube channel was deleted and lost forever. I contacted Google, I contacted YouTube, I contacted everybody. They could not get it back, and it was dead. It was gone forever, and I was extremely upset. And if I got it back now, there's like really no way of going back to that from where I am now. So I'm just gonna leave everything the way it is, where some things are Tovar the Awesome, some things are Tovar Perry, some things are Tovar is Awesome, and some things are Awesome Tovar. And yeah, just it's always so much easier just to Google my name to find everything that I'm on, rather than trying to remember all the possible names that I'm under, because chances are I probably have like more than one account on a single website. I know for a while I had like 3 DeviantArt accounts, and I haven't even touched DeviantArt in so long, and I still do some digital art and junk. I just haven't touched DeviantArt at all. And I feel like I should, especially if I'm planning on doing digital art again. And I'm actually looking into an art program right now. I'm looking into Clip Studio Paint. The reason for that is it has a lot of tools and things in the program that would really help me out. One thing that I really like is the 3D models, because if some of you know how I do my art, is I get a 3D model that I do quote unquote trace or reference to in order to get the proportions and the shapes right. I can draw on my own, it's just the proportions aren't really necessarily correct, and I'm never really happy with it. And if I really want something to look perfect, I prefer to have a reference or a 3D model. Some of you may know a certain picture of Spinel that I drew from hand, just looking at references and junk. So like that one is drawn by myself, like completely. Like that one, I haven't uploaded it many places. If you want to see it, it's a little NSFW, just a little, no like nudity or anything. It's a little bit sexualized. I'm just gonna say that. But if you want to see it, you want to see Spinel in that way, go ahead and message me. Chances are I might upload it to my DeviantArt eventually. So, I mean, yeah. I don't judge me, by the way. I drew it out of fun. I'm not a pervert or weird or anything like that. Don't judge me. God, something is wrong with me. This is a bad idea to like not have a script or anything, because then I could just say anything that would end up like screwing me over in the end. But you know, whatever. Yesterday I had a very scary moment. I was in my house with my grandmother, and we were just watching Parks and Recreation because I finished The Office, and whew, boy, nothing will ever replace The Office in my heart, but Parks and Recreation is a good rebound show that kind of reminds you of The Office, but isn't The Office, nowhere near The Office. But it certainly does try to live up to it, and it's really a good show. But what the hell is going on? Oh, they're working on the basement. That's what's going on. My neighbors are working on the basement, and there's like loud banging and junk like that. next door, and I'm like, what the heck? But yeah, it's I had a very scary moment. I was just sitting there, and all of a sudden I hear this weird noise that sounded like the combination of a blimp being like 100 feet off the ground at most, about 300 feet off the ground, a plane about to crash, and a train trying to stop, but like combined. And it also sounded like a bomb alarm, like there were, but like it went on for a while, and I could hear it go from one end of my house diagonally over my house, and then past my house, like on the other side. Now, keep in mind, I live a block away from the train track, so it could have been a train, but it just didn't sound like it was coming from that direction, and it didn't sound like it went in that direction of the tracks, because the tracks don't really necessarily curve around to the back of my house. They are on the north side of my house, and they go in a straight line from the east to the west. So like it's not like it was a train. If it really was, that's a weird sound to travel above my house. And so like I'm sitting here freaking out, like, what kind of shit is Area 51 sending out to attack us because we tried to raid their base? Oh my gosh. That is really insane that we did that. And I mean, no one actually did it. There was like one, I only saw reports of like one lady who actually just straight up walked past the gate and just started walking down, and there was law enforcement there. They were all there, and they were all like watching her do this, but they were like, who the hell cares? Because there's literally I think they said 10 miles of just straight desert, barren desert, that she would have to walk through in order to get to the base. So letting her walk on maybe like a mile or two and then going after her is more better than, just arresting her on the spot because she crossed the border. And honestly, with all those people that were Naruto running and everything, you can't just take everybody like super serious at that point. But like, oh my gosh. And this lady was fairly old. I'm gonna guess like in her 50s and stuff. So like, it's not like the cops or the military are gonna be like tackling her down just because she crossed a gate and walked a little bit down the desert road. Like, if they were to do that, oh my gosh, it would be all over the news, and it would be like, what are they possibly hiding in there that they have to tackle a like 55-year-old woman just for crossing the gate that is like 10 miles away from the base? And like, I get it, they test weapons there and everything, but would they really test weapons near their gate where there's going to be guards? Like, honestly. So yeah, but it's quite the interesting story that we apparently all did that. And it makes you wonder if there were people stupid enough that we just never heard about who actually did try to go in there and did get arrested, because they're not going to disclose how many people got arrested, right? Like, especially if they're breaking into a government facility, they're not going to disclose that they captured someone who actually walked in or whatever right away, especially if they are hiding something there, guys. And I'm not gonna get all what's it called, conspiracy theorist there, but I'm just saying, for a air base that was shut down by Obama like years ago, there's still pretty high security there. Just saying. But yeah, and what's also interesting, what is very interesting and very scary, is right before the day before, or like the morning of, the U.S. Navy had officially announced that a few of the videos captured by the U.S. Naval Intelligence or something like that, some of the videos of the UFOs that they were calling it something else, but they were UFOs, are actually real. And that is scary to think about. Like if you are like one of those people that are skeptical about those, for the Navy to say that some of them are real, and they like pointed out which one was real, and that's just so scary to think about, because when you watch the video, it's like really freaky, because you get to see how it's flying and you get to see what it looks like, and like that's straight up like alien or very highly advanced technology, that if it's not an alien, that means that a different government from a different country has something far more advanced than any of us do. So World War III, we are fucked. That is the slogan of World War III. that is the slogan. World War III, we are fucked. Oh man. But yeah, it's a crazy life that we live in now, and pretty soon, I guarantee you, in the next couple of years, we're probably going to get information on certain events that had to do with a certain Roswell, Mexico, and we might get some actual information that they will possibly confirm or deny. And honestly, I'm waiting for that confirmation of the moon landing, the original moon landing, being fake. That is one crazy conspiracy theory that I actually do believe. Yeah, that is one thing I actually do believe, and I will say that publicly here, that the original moon landing was fake. And the reason for that was because the space race was to basically say, we own the moon, and we can basically land whatever we want up there, and we can do whatever we want up there because it is ours. That's like essentially what the whole entire space race was. And we were, and this is just me talking. This is just me blabbing on for the last few minutes, to kind of justify why I believe it. They wanted to make sure that Russia, who was definitely winning, did not pursue it any further. Because if Russia were to own the moon and have full rights on putting stuff up there and everything, Russia would have a very easy access to put a super awesome, crazy Russian gun that could just destroy us in an instant, because the moon, it happens to be above us at that time in the right rotation and everything like that. They could store crazy amounts of weapons up there and everything, and the moon could have been used as either a weapon or or just a storage facility for highly dangerous projectiles or whatever. And I'm not saying that was true and that was Russia's plan, but that is what our government believed. So they needed to do something about it. They were already freaking out about Sputnik and junk like that. Like they were freaking out about just a little satellite just floating around in space. So you can only imagine what they were thinking if Russia landed on the moon. So they had to come up with an elaborate plan to get a very high-end set to fake the moon landing. And if you pay attention to the videos and watch these videos that are trying to debunk the moon landing, you will see the strings. You will see how gravity still works super similar. You will see just so many different things that like you never really paid attention to before, and you're just seeing for the first time that they are showing you. And it's honestly like it baffles me. And I have seen so many videos of a compilation of all the times that you see the glisten of a string from the suit holding them up. And it's not like a lens flare or anything, because a lens flare doesn't necessarily just follow a suit in a perfect straight line from the hip all the way up into space. Like it there's no like lens flares or anything like that does that. So it's just like, I don't know. I very strongly believe it, and that is one thing that has been drilled into my mind to actually believe. And don't judge me, don't call me like a flat earther or anything, because that is the one conspiracy theory that I actually truly believe makes complete and perfect sense. And I don't blame our government. I really don't. I don't blame them for doing it, and I believe that we have landed on the moon successfully afterwards. It's just we needed to be the first on the moon, quote unquote. But yeah, that is my conspiracy theory of the podcast, and probably the only time that I will ever be a conspiracy theorist, ever. But yeah. Anyways, I was talking about art earlier, and I never like really got into that. But I really want this Clip Studio Paint program, and it's $220 for the complete edition, which is the edition that mainly caught my eye of the program because of all its features. And the main reason I want this is because ever since middle school, when I first got into manga and everything, I wanted to create my own series, and the series has been through renovation after renovation after renovation, just constant like different changes to character design and just overall like what the show and what the series would be about. And I'm not gonna like disclose anything just for the sake of avoiding people stealing some ideas or whatever. But I just want it to be something really cool, something comparable to the Shonen Jump series. And I want like there to be aspects and references to Naruto, Merchant Awakens Romance, maybe Death Note, and a lot of my other favorite series. And what I'm planning to do is, as of right now, it's going to be set in a modern time, but like ninja world modern time. Oh man, I think I'm getting sick. Please help. But yeah, I'm planning on doing something like that, and that program will help with me doing that so much. But it looks really complicated. Do not get me wrong, it looks so freaking complicated. But if I could learn how to master it and learn how to use it, I could probably make my manga into a reality as a web series. And that's how One Punch Man, one of the most popular series, started off, was a webcomic that some guy was making, and then it turned into an actual manga series and everything. So I don't know, but I'm not having super high hopes, but that would be pretty cool. And I'm also trying to learn guitar, but we will get into that in a different episode. because I found my guitar in my closet and I'm like, maybe I should learn how to play this. And if you paid attention to my last episode, I was talking about me wanting to try to make music. But we have just a few seconds left. Thank you all so much for listening. Be sure to listen to my outro real quick. Let me know what you think. And thank you all so much for listening. I love you all, and have a wonderful day. And listen to this outro coming up right now. Hey, thank you for listening to my dumb voice for like 30 minutes. If you like this episode of the show, then definitely check out the other episodes. If you honestly have nothing better to do with your life, you might like those too. If you want to send me a voice message with a question or a conversation topic that could be featured in a future episode, then go to anchor.fm/thepickletree/message and record your voice message now. Also, be sure to follow me on my many platforms of social media like Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and many more. Just Google my name, Tovar Perry, TOVARPERRI, and you should find them all. Also, don't be afraid to slide into my DMs either. And I will see you next time.